Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about when fan service starts to hurt an anime. I've been wanting to do this video for a while because fan service is a somewhat touchy topic in the anime community. Some people will even refuse to watch a show if they hear it has fan service in it. I've often wondered why people have these extreme negative reactions because it's not as if you chuck a panty shot in the show and suddenly everything is ruined. No. There's got to be something more to it than that. This made me think back to my own experiences when watching anime and when fan service detracted from my enjoyment. And through delving into my past, I feel like I've gained a better understanding of where these negative reactions are coming from. So to help explain my first point, I'm going to be talking about a show that's currently airing and I'm enjoying it a lot, Food Wars. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about a character that received a fair amount of focus in Season 1, Ikumi Mito. Ikumi has been built up as the meat expert of the academy and she uses her extensive knowledge of meat to cook amazing dishes. She also has a fiery personality, she's very cocky, but by the end of her arc, she becomes a lot more respectful, especially towards Soma. So the creators spent a fair amount of time making her into an interesting character, but there's a bit of a problem. I don't see Ikumi as a character. I see her as a pair of tits. Why? Because she's always dressed in skimpy outfits and the show is constantly zooming into her chest, which is usually jiggling all over the place. I mean, look at this shit. It's ridiculous. Through the visuals, this anime told me that Ikumi's main purpose is sexual gratification. She's there to fulfill the sexual desires of various members of the audience. And when you do that, I'm not going to care about any kind of development you give her. Now, I can relate to a person, whether they be real or fictional, if they have an interesting story arc, I can get behind them, but it's a lot harder for me to relate to a sexual object. I think this also ties into the reason why so many people scoff at storylines in pornography. Sure, the writing and acting are usually horrible, but on top of that, the characters aren't compelling because they've been built up as sexual objects. So in the end, we don't care about the conflict or any issues that they might be dealing with. We just want to see them fuck. The occasional scene of everyone in skimpy outfits is totally fine, but when the characters are over-sexualized like Ikumi is, you take away a lot of their relatability and that is going to hurt the quality of the anime. So now I'm going to be moving on to a show from last year that admittedly I dropped fairly early on, Heavy Object. And to those who've already seen it, I'd like to ask, what aspect of it do you remember the most? Some answers might be the chemistry between the main duo or the weird and unique mech designs. But what I remember the most is that goddamn shower scene. It came out of nowhere, it was poorly implemented, it added nothing to the plot, and it overshadowed everything else. When your fan service is this obnoxious and blatant, it's going to take attention away from the more important elements like the story, the action, and the character development. If the more titillating scenes are properly implemented into the setting, then there's no problem, but when the show's just like, hey, here's some butts, have fun, then that's going to be distracting and that's going to have a negative effect on the anime. And what pisses me off the most is that with a bit of effort, fan service can be done well. It doesn't have to be a hindrance. Cowboy Bebop is often touted as one of the best anime ever made, even though it has a significant amount of fan service in it. One of the main characters, Faye Valentine, is presented as very attractive and at many points, she purposely uses her looks to manipulate the people around her. But what makes Faye different from the wealth of fat material that plagues anime today is that she has a lot of depth. She has a tragic backstory and a bunch of personality quirks that make her an engaging character. They also don't constantly focus on her body. There are scenes like that, sure, but they're heavily spread out and in between is meaningful storytelling. Look, I think we're all going to have to accept the fact that sex sells. Fan service increases sales and ratings, so it's something we're just going to have to put up with. But that doesn't excuse all the anime that use it poorly. It is possible to create a good balance of fan service and storytelling, so hopefully more anime start using it as well as Cowboy Bebop did. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment, and if you're new here and you want to see more, please subscribe as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.